What's up, everybody? It's your boy True back again with another episode of The Closet. The season is wrapping up. It's the end of the year. I got a very special guest with me. We do a lot of shows and recording together. So we're back on the sneaker tip. Give it up for Tim, everybody.
Yeah. We do a lot of shows?
Jones Hall. We record a lot with Jones Hall. We've done, you've been on The Closet earlier this season whenever we recorded. That was like earlier over the summer and stuff like that in your yard. Which really kicked off the Jones Hall podcast.
But how am I a special guest? I'm just curious.
You're a special guest because I don't get you on here often. The Closet, you have to be in person. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. I had to fly out here to get you on the show. Everybody else is local. It's easy to get people on the show.
Gotcha.
So yeah, and you have a lot of sneaker takes. So a lot of people want to hear what you got to say with the sneakers.
Nobody cares about me, but let's go.
The Closet is wrapping up. So because somebody asked me why I don't do The Closet as far as the format of a podcast, because I'm not able to record as consistently with it. I'm just able to record as I'm able to get people on the show and stuff like that. So I just do it as a visual on YouTube and seasonal because of that. For those who wondering why I don't do the audio on the podcast with The Closet at the moment, even though I had designed it and put up a podcast picture before earlier in the year and stuff like that. That's why we are where we are as far as with The Closet and stuff. So starting off, it was a topic that was mentioned the last time we was on the show together. That was pretty interesting, and shout out to Sneak This. They actually ended up speaking about it and talking about it. We didn't talk about it much, but I remember you said something that was very prominent. If there was no Jordans as far as sneakers, there would be no sneaker culture.
I still stand on that.
So you still stand on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I remember you mentioned it. I think I said that's interesting, and then we kind of moved on and stuff. So I'll set the scenario up because I think a lot of people, look at it in different ways. Whenever we say no Jordans, we meant if Jordan never signed the sneaker deal. Not saying that if he wasn't in the league, if he didn't play basketball or anything at all, so he still plays for Chicago. He just never got a deal or decided not to do a deal as far as sneakers. He just decided I was just going to wear whatever else, but I don't want my own sneaker or don't care to have my own sneaker, or didn't get offered an opportunity to get his own sneaker. But as far as basketball history and everything that is going on today, it will still be the same. So it's interesting because a lot of people feel that, I talked to a lot of people that felt opposite. And they felt that it would still have a sneaker culture.
Well, what were some of their takes?
They said that they felt that like the Pennies was a prominent brand that would be fine. Some people said Kobe's. They felt that there was enough other sneakers to where the sneaker culture would still be thriving and still be hot.
How would those shoes even exist if Jordans never came out? Because everyone, in my opinion, that started their own brand, for as the Kobe's, the Iversons, some of the other players you named, they all wanted to have that Jordan brand. Jordan was the bar. Still is the bar. And everyone else is like, we're trying to keep up and stay with the bar. Right.
So Jordan is the bar, and that's what people are trying to keep up with. But if there was never Jordan, there would just be the bar would probably be different. And when I say different,
it would be Converse with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
So that would probably be the bar. People would still get contracts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Penny would still have issues. Pippen, Kobe, of course, in which Kobe started with Adidas. I never knew what happened with the Kobe deal. I don't know if you know of why. You said what?
No, I don't.
So I'll have to do the research. I don't know why Kobe ended up switching from Adidas to Nike. I don't know if his contract ran out or something happened where Adidas dropped him, and which made him have the switch or whatever.
So, what do you think would have happened if Kobe never would have left Adidas? Let's just say hypothetically, of course, rest in peace, Kobe. If they had, of course, this lunatic, if they would still have the Yeezy line, the Kobe line, and who else was a big name for Adidas?
I can't think of anybody.
Was it T-Mac?
T-Mac did have. I mean, he kept getting hurt and stuff, and I guess that kind of plays into it. How important is the player being on the court playing?
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, Derrick Rose is huge. I mean, I thought about Derrick Rose, but he's still with them and still gets shoes because he has a lifetime deal, something similar to Iverson, to my understanding. So he's still with them and still gets his shoes and still has shoes. It's my thing is how impactful is what's more impactful? Is it the player that has the shoe or how the shoe looks? I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
Reason why I say that because I don't think physically Kobe shoes look that great with Adidas.
The Crazy 8s look good to me. Those are the only ones from that Adidas line I was like, they cool. But the thing is, are we really rocking basketball shoes with fit?
I don't understand.
Today, now, yeah, because Jordans.
Outside of Jordans, because again, Jordans are the bar. Like they're their own league.
All right, so basketball shoes with fits. So recently I wore the LeBron 19s, which are huge shoes.
They bulky. You got them boots.
I have Kobe's, KD's.
You went hiking with them?
So I did a test run. I actually went to the studio to film something. And I said, I'm not going to wear them a long time. I'm not going to wear them too far from the house. But I love the way that they look, the color and the design of the 19s. I'm a bigger physical statue person, so I still wear bigger basketball shoes and stuff like that. I know, shout out to Andy. I know Andy feels like a lot of shoes are big, bulky, and you can't wear them outside of if you're going to play ball. The Kobe 8s are big. I don't know if I had a pair of the All-Star Kobe 8s, and I ended up getting rid of them. I think I donated them to a kid in need. I don't like any of Adidas' other Kobe's. I still have a couple of Kobe's. I have the Kobe's actually that I have the most, or the Kobe 9s, which are the ones that are the when he tore his ACL, and they're the high ones.
The one that like boxing boots?
Yes,
those
I have
are so
like,
trash.
Those are not trash. Those,
I hate those.
no.
Those are so trash.
I have like 5 pair of those. Those look really good. I don't know what you're talking about. You tripping. Those look really, really good.
You want to hoop in them?
I wear them with a fit. I style with them. I look good in them. I got the Christmas edition.
Those shoes are so trash to me.
Those shoes look real good.
Crap.
Next time I come, I'm definitely bringing a pair to wear, to rock whenever I'm out with Tim.
A lot of people, I mean, they sold well. I remember when I was working at Chic in Fiesta Mall, shout out Fiesta Mall, a long time ago, and Foot Locker used to sell them, and they sold well.
They're a comfortable shoe.
They look like a boxing boot. Like, if I'm not going hoop or whoop somebody's ass, why am I wearing them? They look like something Creed should be wearing.
So those, trying to think. I mean, a lot of my basketball shoes that I wear that are basketball shoes are LeBron's and KD's. KD's, of course, are lower, slimmer type. You know, your LeBron's or the bigger. I don't know if I have any other player as far as substantial amount. Like I have some Barclays. I have a pair of Dikembe Mutombos and stuff like that. But as far as bought more than one pair, basketball shoes, LeBron's. To me, I don't limit myself to how big or bulky a shoe is because I feel I do a pretty good job of looking good in them. And like I said, I'm a bigger guy, so the shoe doesn't look crazy on me.
I actually had some bulky LeBrons, but as my style evolved, I was just unable to rock them, so I got rid of them. Because remember those Christmas edition? I forgot what number they were. They came out 2014, I want to say.
Right.
And I was just like, I was excited, but when I had them, I was like, man, I can't rock these. They too bulky.
So your up tempos, I know how.
I don't have those no more. I don't wear them no more either.
Right. So, but you had a pair. You wore them a good bit or a little bit when you
I
had
didn't
them?
really wear them that much.
Okay, so you didn't wear them that much, and that's whenever you was about to get rid of sneakers altogether, and I tried to get them from you, and then I dropped the MKTP documentary, and you was like, I'm back in the sneakers. I wanted the shoes. I don't know what you did with the up tempos. You don't remember?
Yeah, I don't know what I did with them.
So for you now, the shoe has to be a smaller, slimmer look.
Yeah. There's a couple of exceptions. I think the only bulky shoes I may have is what Foam Posits and LeBron 11s.
You don't consider 3s bulky?
Well, Jordan 3s?
Yeah.
Nah.
2s?
Nah.
Okay.
These takes are ridiculous, but I don't care.
All right. Well, I guess to get back to the original question, I know you said no. I kind of agree with you. I think so much evolves around Jordans. Majority of the shoes in my closet are Jordans. I think I have I have double-digit pair of Jordan 1s alone. I want to say like 15, 16 pair of Jordan 1s. And then
And I'm embarrassed because I say the 3s are my favorite Jordan, but I have more Jordan 1s than any other Jordan.
I don't think that your favorite shoe you have to have the most of. My favorite One of my favorite shoe silhouettes is the Reebok Question. I don't have a lot of those because I think that a lot of the colors and stuff they come out with is ridiculous.
I agree with you on that. Something I can agree with you on. The only ones I like outside of the OG colors, I think Michigan State used to wear the forest green one.
Yeah.
With that tip. And the ones they did for Kobe.
Oh, yeah, the Kobe ones, okay.
Other than that, they can stop making them.
Yeah, and they
the OG
kinda,
color, they can stop making them.
So before we dive into that, to wrap up the question, I think we both agree, without Jordans...
I hate agreeing with you.
Without Jordans, we definitely wouldn't have a sneaker community. I mean, it's just so prominent. I mean, we see it year after year about how many people are after Jordans, the shoes and stuff like that.
But the runner culture feels different. Like the New Balance stands.
A lot of people said that too. I had a few people that said that Air Max, New Balance, stuff like that. They felt that it would still be a sneaker community. I don't know if it'll be a sneaker community, but I think there will be people that's into sneakers and like sneakers, yes. People that still collect sneakers and buy a lot of sneakers because of that, yes. But it's an overall sneaker community, nah.
I feel that question differs amongst your era because when we were coming up, Jordans were the shoe. Like that was the shoe.
It's still that. I still feel that's the same way now. What shoe you feel is the shoe now today?
Much as I hate admitting it, I mean, Yeezy's still in the conversation. They are.
So you think Yeezys will be strong enough to create a sneaker culture?
Without Jordans?
Yeah.
No, because Yeezy wouldn't be where he is now, was, because of Jordans. 'Cause remember he made that song, Yeezy jumped over Jumpman?
Correct.
But that's the only shoe, in my opinion, I felt that challenged Jordans where people really wanted outside of a Jordan. You go to these sneaker shows where in the past, outside of Jordans, people wanted Yeezys. Hell, at one time, you go to a sneaker show, you could get Jordans for retail and everybody just wanted Ultra Boosts and Yeezys. And Ultra Boosts, of course, people that, used to run, because I remember we had this conversation, people that was already runners, they already enjoyed Ultra Boosts. But if we keeping it a buck, when Yeezy wore Ultra Boost, that's when people really started wanting to wear and rock Ultra Boost. The all-white Ultra Boost look with the distressed denim and kind of like the baggy t-shirt, baggy sweatshirt.
Right. I would say it's a twofold. I mean, I think that played into it. I would also say it was an introduction because I don't think I really knew Ultra Boost was out like that until I saw Kanye with it. It caused interest. Check it out. So yeah, I guess it all falls into what you say as far as Kanye making a difference and stuff.
I'm right again.
I want to say for me personally, I want to say I saw Beyonce wear it before Kanye, because she had the all white pair, and I remember seeing her with those first, and then Kanye after.
I have an all white pair too, and shout out to Ruby Red, man. She hooked me up with a pass when I went to Adidas. Found a whole bunch of stuff. Me, my wife, and my friends, we got a whole bunch of stuff, and a shout out to Ruby Red for hooking that up for us.
That's what's up. Definitely shout out to Ruby making that happen. That is not a green light to hit Ruby Red up.
Not at all.
Just shouting her out, definitely. So yeah, Jordans definitely are the pinnacle. If Jordan didn't do a deal, of course, or didn't do anything sneaker wise, and I would even go almost as far as say I don't know if the impact would have been the same if he would have even signed with Adidas.
So, but the conversation would be different. What if Jordan would have signed with Adidas instead of Nike?
I would say this back then, and this is almost one of the questions I had, but we can get into it now. How much does access or social media play into someone wanting a shoe? And what I mean by that is that I think it helped Jordan because people had limited access to him. So you have an idea of who this guy. You just wanted the shoe because you knew Jordan and what he did on the court.
Yeah.
You really didn't know anything about his personal life or what he was doing. You just knew that he was an assassin on the court, killing it. He's the best. I want his shoe because of that. I think social media, for some people, for athletes, I feel social media can hurt you for your sales. But on the flip side, if you are someone that is a musician or something like that, social media helps you with your sneaker sales.
How can it hurt you if you're a top athlete?
Because I feel like for example, when LeBron speaks about politics, there's a lot of people that don't agree with his politics, so therefore they stop buying his shoe and product.
Republicans buying sneakers, fam. Believe that.
They ain't buying LeBron's though.
How you know that? How you know that?
You're right. I mean, you.
Another great example when people like Yeezy and this and that. Boy, people, I'm still wearing my Yeezys. Yes, I am. Even though I go by this, I stand on this. I don't argue with coons. Yee is a coon. Yes, he is. But please believe those Yeezys I paid my hard-earned money for, I'm still wearing them.
So, I agree because obviously I have a bunch of. I want to say I have 7 to 8 pair of Yeezys that I plan on keeping and continuously wearing. I have a pair.
But I'll be honest. I was telling Greg this. I don't think I would go out and purchase any more Yeezys. I'll wear the ones I still have, but go and seek out new ones, nah, I'm not doing that.
Well, there won't be any new ones, so you'll just be catching up on old ones that.
So what's going on with that? Because didn't Adidas say they were going to release the shoe silhouette, just won't have his name on it?
So my understanding, the latest that we heard, correct. So you would get, like I said, a Yeezy Super Boost. I mean, a Adidas Super Boost, just without the Yeezy logo. So, and the thing about that is interesting because I've heard people say, I don't want to buy it because it's Kanye. So it's a shoe. It's not Kanye's shoe anymore. It's Adidas shoe. So will you make that purchase now?
People are fickle because I really don't know what people like when it comes to shoes. I really don't.
I mean, there's some stuff that's prominent. Jordans.
Yeah. I'll be honest. You actually influenced me to get my first pair of Jordan 1s. That was back in, 2013. I had the Celtics. They were on sale at Jimmy Jazz for like $100. You were like, get them. I was like, eh. Because I'll be honest.
Let's see what they're going for now.
Social media or influencers, I guess you can say, really inspired me to really want to wear 1s. But again, my style has evolved and 1s look better in regards to what I wear compared to what I did back then in regards to a shoe.
So Jordan 1, OG Celtics, you wear a 9.5. So the lowest ask is $573. Last sale $480. Those were released in 2013.
Them shoes fire.
So yeah,
that's a good looking shoe too.
I didn't know you still had those.
That is a sleeper Jordan 1 no one talks about.
How often you wear yours?
Ooh, it's been a while.
When was the last time you wore it?
When I went to Atlanta like 3 years ago.
So, is there a correlation between your favorite shoe and how often you wear a shoe?
No, because my favorite shoe is the black Jordan Seaman 3, the greatest sneaker of all time, and the shoe that I wear the most is my Ultra Boost.
Okay.
Let's argue. Jordan Black Seaman 3 is the greatest shoe of all time. There's no discussion.
What are you basing that off of?
The way it looks. The way it looks. The way it looks. The way it looks. The shoe is complete fire. Like Sriracha fire. So I
had the shoes. This is back when I had a close friend working at Foot Locker, so I was getting stuff for retail. I actually sold it recently. This year, I actually sold it.
Why?
On GOAT. I never wore it. I never really had a desire to wear it. I feel like I had it because as a sneakerhead, I feel like I had to have it in my collection. And that was like the only reason that I had it. It wasn't necessarily because I really wanted it. I just felt like as a sneakerhead, you got to be able to say, hey, I got a pair of Jordan 3 Black Siemens.
I mean, I've never owned a pair of Breads.
You have Breads now.
Those are patent Breads. I'm talking about Breads.
Oh, because earlier you was like, they all Breads.
Never owned a pair of Breads. But I'm not a sneakerhead.
Patent Breads is Breads.
I don't think I'm a sneakerhead, though.
What's your definition of sneakerheads? You go with this.
People with mental illness, like Greg would say. I don't know, sneakerheads.
Because you are a sneakerhead, but
I don't know. I don't have an explanation. I'm just talking.
So you don't have an explanation to explain why you're not a sneakerhead, but you are a sneakerhead. You and a few other people feel like it's bad to be called a sneakerhead. It's okay. You're a sneakerhead, which is fine. That's what this show is about. Shout out to the other fellow sneakerheads who's watching this. But I just feel like with the social media, I don't know. I just feel like because people always make comments, negative comments, depending on what you say or do, and the more they get to know you as an athlete, the whole shut up and dribble, that it can possibly perfect example, Kyrie. Social media, Kyrie's trying to be himself, lost a shoe deal.
But I think that was more of the corporation wanted to separate themselves from him.
Right.
Like if Nike still wanted to keep him on their roster, people still would buy his shoe.
People would. It's tough because, to my understanding, his shoes sold very well amongst kids. So it's up to the parents to make that purchase.
And
so
parents are, because they affordable and they're a lasting shoe from what I've been told by parents. It was those and the Currys that people were buying for their kids.
Curry's a big deal. Curry, yeah. Because it's crazy because I don't feel like the player is as potent. And I guess,
speaking of basketball, do people play basketball in Jordan 1s? Do you know anyone that hoops in Jordan 1s?
I consider it more a lifestyle shoe than a basketball shoe. I don't know anybody that hoops in them, but I would think somebody's crazy to hoop in them. I don't look at it as a basketball shoe.
Do you think you can hoop in that shoe?
Ooh, sheesh.
PG Tucker was hooping in Yeezys, averaging 1 point a game, but he was playing in Yeezys.
I don't think I could hoop in Jordan 1s.
Why not? They're a high top shoe. Ankle support.
I just don't feel like the comfort is there and the technology is there as far as whenever they feel very flat. To me, the physical feel of them when I wear them is not too far from Converse. I don't look at Jordan 1s and be like, I don't wear them if I know I'm going to have to do a lot of walking or something like that. I don't look at it, ooh, this is a comfortable shoe, let me put it on for that.
Wait, Jordan 1s?
Yeah. I don't think they're not comfortable, but I don't think that they are, because they're in the middle.
What is the most comfortable Jordan?
Is there such a thing?
Yeah. Twos.
I don't own any twos. I would beg to differ that they're comfortable. I guess I can't combat that because I've never even tried on a pair of twos. For me, if it's something more comfortable, I would say within the 33, 34, 35, something like that. Something more recent. Because I have a few pair of those. When I wear them though, it feels like I'm wearing boots. Not in a bad way. A more slender boot. I've never been out there and be like my feet hurting because I'm having on 13s, but I wear them on a limited basis. Oh, we're only going to hang out at the mall or something. We're just going to dinner and come back home. Okay, I'm putting on the 13s. But if you're like, we're going to New Orleans and hang out, I ain't putting on 13s.
I still haven't worn my Flint 13s.
I wore mine one time and they creased up and I got mad, so I stopped wearing them. I felt like I should have at least got 4 or 5 wears before they started creasing.
You were mad because the shoe got creased because you were wearing them.
Yes, because I want longevity in my shoe. I don't want them to look beat up after one wear. So yes.
But it's just a crease. As long as they're not dirty.
Creases still make a shoe look old to me. Dirt and not, because you can wear a shoe and it not be creased. But if it's dirty is easy to clean. You can't fix the crease. Creases, that's it. The shoe looks to me like you just out here just wilding and doing whatever.
Okay.
So, as of lately, more shoes have been given to, when it comes to sports, whenever we were coming up, it was more spread out, I would say. Because Ken Griffey, a lot of baseball, I say a lot, baseball players, NFL players. Now it just seems like it's more just basketball. I can't think of the last time an NFL player got a shoe besides Patrick Mahomes with Adidas.
I remember Calvin Johnson had a shoe.
Before Patrick?
Darrell Reeves had a shoe.
Before Patrick.
Oh, you talking about after Patrick Mahomes?
Well, I'm talking about as of recently, within the past, Patrick Mahomes got a shoe 3 or 4 years ago?
Oh, I don't know.
So I'm saying because Deion had a shoe, Bo Jackson had a shoe, Emmett had a shoe. Like a lot of players.
Barry Sanders
had shoes, Barry. But I figure, and I'm curious to know why that still doesn't stand today, because I'll ask you, I'm sure that you can name a couple of NFL players right now you feel deserve a shoe.
The number one person I think that should have their own shoe right now is Justin Jefferson.
I was going to say Jamar Chase. Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, for the simple fact, he's from Louisiana. But he's performing. Him and Jamar Chase both have made the gritty, like the dance. Everybody wants to do the dance.
Yes.
And it's annoying. I wish people can retire because some of these gritties I see are stiff as cardboard. And people still want to do it. You cannot gritty if you don't have no wiggle. Sit down. It looks trash. I hate the fact that everybody does it, but they made it real popular. And the fact that they do it so much, I think they should have their own shoe.
So based off of not performance, but their social standings and what they do.
Both, because they both performing at the highest level. Justin Jefferson, of course, is just more consistent because he hasn't been hurt.
Right. I would even go on the line and say I feel Dak Prescott could have his own shoe.
Nah.
I think being the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys holds so much weight that if he had a shoe, it would sell very well.
Dak does got his own shoe. Didn't he sign with Jordan? What are Dak 6s or the Dak 4s? Because he's with Jordan brand.
But yeah, I think he gets his own cleat, but I don't think he has a shoe.
Dak, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Dak, you do not need a shoe. You're fine.
You don't think Dak? I think Dak is deserving of a shoe.
Justin Jefferson needs a shoe.
I agree. Justin, Chase, I say Dak. You don't say Dak. Defensive players don't get shoes often. Outside of Deion.
To be honest, I think the only defensive player that probably can get a shoe right now is Aaron Donald.
It's funny you say that because a lot of people feel that since Von Miller's gone, Aaron Donald isn't as potent as he used to.
And they don't watch football.
Got you.
They have what?
So,
it's absurd.
So you feel Aaron Donald?
Yeah.
So as of right now in the whole NFL, 4 people should deserve their own shoe.
That's what I can. Honestly, I think Tyreek Hill probably can get his own shoe. It could be like a cheetah type of thing. He can have his own shoe.
And it's funny because I'm the only one who named the quarterback. And we also wide receivers.
Oh, Lamar Jackson.
Okay, Lamar. I'll do that. Lamar, I'm fine with Lamar.
Jackson definitely have his own shoe.
Lamar, that's a good one. Okay.
That's all I can think of, though. Nobody wants no Aaron Rodgers. No one wants no Tom Brady's.
And that's interesting because you're naming people who are considered Hall of Fame greats. But I guess shoe sales is more about, and that's I guess what made Deion just so special.
Yeah. Greatest corner of all time.
I don't watch baseball enough to say any baseball, hockey, or anything like that. But I mean, NFL, I just find it interesting that those players aren't looked at. And I would think it would even be better now because of social media. Like I say, I think with football players, it would help them because, like you said, the gritty and all that stuff's all over social media. So it would be something to where, if someone was to, you can purchase a shoe based off of, I like him, I like his style, what he does, and stuff like that. I mean, Justin Jefferson for Thanksgiving had his grill in. They were trying to get him to eat the turkey. He said, I got to take my grill out. Kirk Cousins is now, doing the jewelry thing. He talked about getting the grill. So that kind of swag.
If Justin Jefferson had his own shoe, it will fly off the shelf.
You think it will fly off the shelf?
Parents love when their kids are out there doing the gritty. Like, parents love Justin Jefferson.
Got you. Sheesh.
And I don't even think this is a hot take.
Yeah. See what's up. See if we can get JJ a shoe.
You deserve it, big dog.
So one thing that you and I got into a heated argument over was and you just kind of spoke on this. You said you don't know what people like. And the question kind of more so is, or the topic is, do people really like the shoes that they buy? And
I don't think they do. You
don't? So what do you think is the cause of the purchase of the shoe?
Some for clout, status, I guess that's kind of in the same realm. And I feel some people just want to be a part of something. They just want to say, hey, I got this shoe because everyone else has this shoe.
So what percentage you think of your average sneakerhead that buys a shoe that they really want or like?
Honestly, I feel 35%, less than half.
Sheesh. That's pretty low.
You had on a shoe yesterday you said you don't even like.
That is very true. But I told you 2 things of why I usually get a shoe. For reaction and or comfort. Sometimes you can tie both in together. Sometimes it's more so reaction.
So what if you get a shoe and you don't get no reaction, you don't like it? Do you still keep the shoe?
I can't say that that's not happen. Usually getting reactions has been very successful so far. And the reaction doesn't even have to be live. Like even from posting on social media. Like a lot of times for a lot of shoes, whenever I go to the barbershop and stuff, man, I saw you posted those. Those was dope. How did they wear? How did they go and stuff like that? So it's
They asking about New Balance in Scotlandville now?
It wasn't New Balance. But, trying to think. People did comment on. So I own 3 pair of New Balances. I've worn all 3 now. The 3rd pair I finally undead stock with you out here yesterday. The Salehi Ben Berries, a lot of people commented on those, and the
Leon Dior
Alien
991 tan.
Yes. People commented on those
fire
because I wore them with the sock selection and stuff. Like I kind of had the same outfit, kind of similar. Shout out to Mac. I had my Mac shorts on with a Carhartt shirt. So yeah. But they all did get commented on, and so yeah. To me, I kind of agree with that. I don't know if it's 35. I'm trying to think now. What is the percentage of shoes? For me, a lot of shoes I buy I like, and I think that I'm prominent in the sneaker community to be able to buy what I want and freely do it. Be able to wear it and it still get the recognition or the love that I feel it deserves.
Like I use a great example. I was in Portland at the Nike store,
Right.
Nike employee store, and it was a special Jordan 5. I don't even remember. It had the Paris flag, I think.
Right.
And I'm saying to myself, I was looking at them. I was like, I should get them. And I was saying to myself, Tim, you don't like these damn shoes. Put them shoes back.
What made you even consider getting them?
The simple fact that they were a collab.
So for you, collabs weigh heavy, and you're
Yeah, it does. Much as I hate to admit it, it does.
so collab king.
No, I am not the collab king. We know who the collab king is. But some collabs, don't get me wrong, some collabs have real good quality. I'm not going to sit here and act like they don't.
So how important for you is quality of a shoe? I hear a lot of people talk about that, and I feel like
It's not that important to me. I'll be honest. This is why. I have so many different pair of shoes. I'm not going to wear this shoe all the time. If I wear a shoe, let's say I undead stock my Chicago's. Shout out, my boy got me Chicago's. If I undead stock my Chicago's and I wear them tonight, I probably won't wear them shits again until like April. Because again, I have so many pair of shoes. I don't wear the same shoe all the time.
right.
Well, I'm lying. The shoe I do wear all the time is like my knock around shoe is my Ultra Boost, but I work out in that shoe, go to the grocery store in that shoe. That's my travel airport shoe.
Gotcha.
So do I really count those?
I say no, because like you say, it is your beaters, your knock around shoe. Because one thing I've noticed that is shocking to me with you, you don't really put on heat or fire stuff often. Like for you, it really has to be a special occasion. For me, more so, I feel like my reputation's on the line when I step out the house, so it's important for me to dress nice, do something. Now, if I'm running to Walmart, Target, no. I will put on some good shoes to go to the mall, though. Do you?
Nah.
Okay, for me, going to the mall is a thing. You ain't gonna catch me slipping in the mall.
But see, my thing is, people can catch me slipping and they can be like, oh, that's Tim, because people know when I step out, I step out.
But if they don't,
That's law.
But I feel
That's
like, but I feel like if they don't see you, then how do we really, like, how long does that reputation last if I've only seen Tim 4 times and every time I seen Tim, he looked like a bum? Now I hear all these stories of Tim being the dress god or the drip king, but every time I see him,
drip god,
he's a bum. And I feel like, I just know when people step out, when I step out and they see true MKTP, they want that experience, they're going to check the feet. I know because people have literally said that.
But I don't own a sneaker business, and I'm not prominent in the sneaker community.
But you're a fashion guy.
I'm just a guy.
You're a fashion guy. I think fashion's even more prominent.
But I'm not putting on no clothes to go to the grocery store. I'm not doing that.
I'm not saying they gotta be grocery store.
All right, where's somewhere I gotta go? I need to put clothes on.
I don't think it has to be much of. I'm not gonna sit here and dictate of what you do and don't. All I'm saying is more so than not.
No,
I'm trying to think. I think us being out yesterday and what we did as far as going film and record was worthy.
Really?
Yeah.
We just sat in the house. And it was wet and rainy outside. Absolutely not. Nah.
All right.
I'm going to be comfortable.
Nothing wrong with that.
When it's time to dress, people know what time it is. Law.
I just feel like, can I really say you're the drip god if you only get dressed up 4 times a year, 6 times a year?
Fair enough.
I'm just saying, like, anybody, if I give you 6 times out of the year to look good, I feel anybody can knock that out the park.
Well, I may have to start putting some clothes on.
That's just my take.
I'm just gonna have to start putting clothes on.
No, do your thing. That's all I'm saying. Do your thing. I just feel like I just feel like
I'm very lazy. I am extremely lazy. Because putting on clothes and shoes, I ain't gonna lie, it's effort. Because it'll be sometimes when I go in the closet and if my shoe isn't laced, I'm like, I probably won't even wear it because I don't feel like lacing the shoe. Like, I ain't really lazy.
And I feel like you have a lot of shoes. Like, wouldn't you want to wear those shoes? Or I just feel like, what are you saving them for?
I'm not. I do wear them. I don't go nowhere though. I really don't. If you think about it, I'm not out and about as much as I used to be. Like, I'm rarely out.
So
we'll be out this weekend though.
This is time number 4. It's December. So therefore, Tim being the drip god. Oh, Tim has been great for these 4 times, the 4 events. But the other 52 times I've seen,
you know what? I may not be the drip guy. I'm retiring. You know what? I don't have it no more.
It is what it is. Here we go with that.
I just wear black soccer t-shirts.
One thing that I agree 100% with Greg, and he said this on his podcast. He feels that for certain shoes, depending on what you're doing, it's hard for me to take you to say that they're real. And I think one of the examples he gave was being in the movies and some Dior Jordans. You mean to tell me you're going to put on Dior Jordans to go sit in the dark? I get that. I feel like there's certain shoes that I need people to see me in these. I'm not about to waste wearing these because people need to see me in these. They need to know I got these. They need to know I got my Jackie Robinson dunks. I'm not about to just put those on for some rinky-dink thing.
To be honest, I really don't have no heat like that.
I think heat is subjective.
I got a lot of general release stuff. I really don't have nothing like, man, he got those, like, you know, like shout out to Matt, Casino Dunks. I don't have nothing of that caliber.
But I think it's subjective because Mac wore his Casino Dunks and he said somebody thought they were turbo green dunks. So how effective was it for you to have on a shoe that nobody knew what you had on? Like I feel like it's more potent to have on a Jordan 3 black cement than it is to have a Casino Dunk. Because more people are going to know what that Jordan 3 is and it's going to take them back. Ooh, that's the black cements. I remember when those came out. I remember this and that.
But I feel Casino Dunks is one of those, if you know, you know. And I'm one of those, you know how I am. You say this is an elitist take I have. I'm one of those people I feel, I don't want to wear what the other Neanderthals are wearing. I want to wear something like, oh, if you know, you know.
But if you know, it's something you only get at what, a sneaker convention? Sneaker event?
Or you're around people you know, if they know, they know.
Will they even comment on it if you know, you know?
I don't know, because I feel
like more oozing. Well, go ahead, I'll let you.
I feel, well, when I was at SneakerCon, I do feel people are too cool to compliment each other. I do feel that's a problem in sneaker culture. Like, everyone is just too cool.
So, exactly. I feel like people will be
But I don't care about comments. Don't get me wrong. I welcome them when it comes to shoes, but I don't care about them. I don't. Not when it comes to shoes. A fit, yes. A shoe, nah.
But I hear every time someone does comment on the shoe, the first thing you say, yeah, I got to comment on my shoes and stuff like that.
Or I'll be like, you know, a little something like.
So you.
I embrace it. I said I embrace it. I didn't deny that.
Got you. There's nothing wrong if you want it and like it.
Pause.
Pause. But like I say, I feel like the fact that you feel like it's not heat, I feel like a lot of stuff you have is more effective in getting those head turns or those oozing eyes. Because that if you know, you know, and that all, and like it's even to the point to where I don't think people are as moved when they see someone with a Travis Scott low or something like that as it was. Like, I think the dynamic is slowly shifting to where these super exclusive shoes don't carry the same weight as your Chicago ones or something like that, because I feel like, and they talked about this too, Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones. Like, it's so limited, seeing it isn't even almost a ooh or ah moment. It's almost like turning your nose up at disgust at the person that has them. Like,
what shoe again?
The Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones. You know? So
this is, of course, rest in peace to Virgil, but I wasn't impressed by it.
None of them?
But you gonna say I'm a hater because I don't like luxury brands, which that's totally not the case.
You don't like luxury brands?
What colors came out in the Louis Air Force Ones?
Ooh, we have to look them up. I just know the brown ones. They had a few of them. They had a kind that I tried to get that was.
Because how much are they retail?
Was there ever a retail? I thought those.
I'm tripping. How much are they?
I mean, to my understanding, they're double-digit thousands of dollars.
Like I ain't gonna lie, I did like the Dior ones. I'm not gonna front. I did like those.
I like those too. I like those a lot. I tried to get them. I like those a whole lot. I think that year I had them in my top 10 sneaker list. I really like those. And I like the high tops more than low tops. I'm more of a high top Jordan 1 guy than low top Jordan 1 guy.
I only have one low top.
I have a couple of low tops now. I'm not against low tops or anything like that. I just feel like Jordan 1 high tops, you get more of a shoe. I think they're more. I like to get the shoe that the player played in. To me, that means more. Jordan never really.
So you need a sneaker with a story now?
No. I don't think. I just feel like a low top is a supplement. The shoe was never made as an original low top.
I do feel Travis Scott's only look good in lows to me. I don't like the way they look in highs. I don't like that big reverse swoosh in a high. I like that in the low. It looks so much better in the low.
So you feel the low, okay.
Travis Scott lows are fire to me. The highs,
So, I agree with that. Only ones, I mean, the fragments, what came out? The mochas, the olives are coming out. What other color came out?
Reverse mochas?
Yeah, reverse mochas, fragment, and what else came out in the lows? Travis Scott's.
I don't know. But the most coldest Travis Scott shoe, I ain't gonna lie, I do like them Houston Oiler color 4s.
I remember those were so cheap for resale at one point before they shot up.
I wish I had those. Boy.
So it's funny. So Travis Scott, obviously being so potent with sneakers, and I'm just so curious, how does that amongst celebrities or artists divvied up as far as who has that hot shoe? Because Drake has this Air Force One coming out. Not an expensive shoe. I'm sure the resale won't be high. It'll probably sell out. But Drake is a hot artist. I would consider him a hotter and or bigger artist than Travis. Disagree, agree? Today, right now.
Yeah, right now. If you would ask me like 2 years ago, I was like, ooh, I don't know.
Right.
But right now, yeah, totally agree.
And there's a lot of artists that have been getting sneakers with different brands. I know Cardi B, she just dropped her line with Reebok, but she's been with Reebok since 2018. She was a brand ambassador. Then a couple of years later, she got her shoe with Reebok. I'm not sure of the sales. I'm assuming it does well. Billie Eilish with Nike. For some reason, hers is like a really big deal whenever she does shoes.
The Billie Eilish Jordan 15s were not bad looking, but I'm biased because I think Jordan 15 is a good looking shoe.
Of course, Kanye previously with Adidas. Beyonce also with Adidas. She had the Ultra Boost. I actually have every pair of Beyonce Ivy Park Ultra Boosts. I will link in the description somewhere if you want to see videos about that. Rihanna, she did Fendi with Puma.
A lot of people had those. A lot of girls had those.
So that was a popular shoe.
Yeah. A lot of
so with those artists, is it more because Beyonce's shoe didn't do well, and Beyonce is arguably iconically one of the greatest artists of all time, but her shoe didn't do well at all.
It is interesting that her shoe didn't do well.
So I'm curious to know, what is it when it comes to certain artists and shoes that makes it one more successful than the other?
Did she just strictly have Ultra Boosts?
No, her lines would branch out. She would have 4 or 5 pairs with her collection. I think her collection was done well as far as it was. They had seasons or themes to them. They had clothes, socks, beanies, bags to match, and they would have 4 or 5 pair of shoes to match. So they really planned it out and put together a marketing strategy and a collection for her every time. Now the clothes would always sell out. Shoes would take a while. Resale was always low because I've got some of them for like $100, and all of her Ultra Boosts were originally $200.
I don't know. That's a hard question. I really don't know because again, sneaker culture is just so fickle. Because remember when, I don't know if he was the hottest rapper at that time, but remember when S. Carter's came out, nobody really wanted them.
They didn't sell well, you don't think?
Nah.
50s did well.
I know. I had a pair of G units. Yeah.
It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
50, the G units did well. The S. Carter's, nobody wanted those. Those were actually at the outlets.
Rihanna's did well.
Yeah, they did. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to say.
Cardi B has a huge fan base. I would consider her fan base very.
Nobody really want to wear Reeboks. I wear Reeboks.
So you think it's a brand? So you think it's a brand thing with Cardi?
Yeah.
My wife wanted a pair.
I feel
Never bought a
Reeboks
pair.
is what?
My wife, she liked one of the collections of the Cardi B Reeboks. She used to be a cheerleader, and she had pairs that looked like cheerleader shoes.
I feel nobody really care about Reeboks like that.
So Puma, people care somewhat. Yes, no.
It's hit or miss, but I would say now, yes.
So Puma now.
People actually wearing Pumas. Didn't someone say the LaMelo balls are doing pretty well?
Yeah. LaMelo balls are doing pretty well. A lot of people do like him as a person, and his shoe actually looks good. Now, out of everybody I named, the only person that actually had their own physical reconstruction of their own shoe created from nothing was Kanye. And his was the most successful. You think that plays into it? Because Travis Scott just redoes Jordans. Beyonce had Ultra Boost and she just did certain colors. Her Pumas were, I think Pumas that were already, they
looked like the Puma suedes with like a thick sole.
Thick sole. Billie Eilish, now they're Air Force Ones and Jordans, but she does do a little bit different to them because I think she had an Air Force One with all straps. Cardi B has her Reeboks are unique as well. I don't think that the physical design of her Reeboks are a copy of anything else as well.
I think with Kanye, he's top 5 fashion icons ever. I don't care what no one says.
So that plays into his shoe, or
I do. I really do. Like all the Nike Yeezys are really good looking shoes.
Were all those original designs?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I think he kind of took from other shoes, but it was an overall physical new design. Drake has...
Them Drakes are so shit. They trash.
So Drake started with Jordans. They did well. And then he did that other shoe. I don't even...
You know, I've never seen no Drake Jordans in person.
I want some off of sneakers, actually. I ended up reselling them. But I had a pair I got off of sneakers.
Didn't they say Boosie had a fake pair?
They did say Boosie had a fake pair of the white ones.
What
12. We love Boosie.
Was Jordan doing this, or was he shooting a fadeaway?
I didn't see them. I didn't look at the picture, but we have nothing negative or bad to say about Boosie. Do you think, Boosie? We are supporters of your music. We're both from Baton Rouge. Beyonce's shoes, I don't think the other ones that weren't Ultra Boost, I think I want to say there were other shoes that were already done with Adidas. But they did have a better kind of look to them and stuff. And they actually did sell better than the Ultra Boost. So it's just interesting. I mean, a lot of companies are going after celebrities, more so than athletes, seems like. And, it's hard to say hit or miss which ones will sell and do well and which ones won't. Is there any particular person or artist that you feel should have a shoe that doesn't?
NBA Youngboy.
That's a good one.
They should have an NBA Youngboy Air Force One.
Air Force One, okay, got you. G9. Got you. Kendrick had a shoe. He was with Reebok, and then he switched over to...
And I am a Kendrick stan, and I didn't own not one pair of them.
Not one pair. Sheesh. Lil Wayne was with Supra. I have some Lil Wayne Supras. I'm a Lil Wayne fan. I probably won't ever get rid of them. But
Didn't you have the Birdman lugs?
Whoa. Let's not... Slow down there, big fella. Let's not get out of control here.
No Birdman.
I did not have any Birdman lugs. Birdman did have. I mean, the more we think about it, a lot of people in music industry did have shoes.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. I guess it's been going on for a while now. But yeah, definitely interesting to see how that trend continues to grow. Because I feel less athletes are getting shoes, and more entertainers and other people are definitely getting shoes. And speaking of athletes with shoes, we kind of touched on it. Kyrie being dropped for Nike. Big deal, little deal, no deal.
I say little deal.
Little deal?
Yeah.
So the fact that he had one of the top selling basketball shoes, you don't feel like...
Okay, so I guess we got to unpack the question. Who is it you asking, is it hurting him or Nike?
I'm not asking if it's hurting. Like, is it a big deal? Or is it like, Kyrie's been acting crazy, so... Because I think we'll both agree that Kanye getting dropped was a big deal.
Yeah. Kyrie getting dropped 6 months from now, no one will be talking about it.
So it won't even matter.
No.
So he's had 7 or 8 pairs, so he's had enough shoes. I wonder if they still will sell the shoes, or they just have what they have in stock and they're going to just sell out and then that'll be it.
Yeah, nobody cares about Kyrie shoes like that.
So you I have some Kyries.
How many pair? How often do you wear them?
I have one pair, and they're with the Kyries, and I wear them fairly often because they're with the Kyries. I actually did a poll a long time ago. I was in Israel, and I was trying to pick a beater shoe. I had the Kyrie, the Oregon 4 Jordans. Oregon 5. Jordan Oregon 5s, and something else. And I was going to...
Them Oregon 5 Jordans fire.
You have a pair?
I have the stealth pair. I don't have the Oregon pair with the duck on the back. I have the stealth.
The 5s that are green.
I think that's what they call it, the stealth. But I love them.
How often you wear them?
Only wore them once. I wore them when I went to Seattle.
Okay, so you haven't even worn them locally.
Nah.
So once in Seattle, you wore them. Got you.
I don't go nowhere.
How many pair of shoes do you have that you own that you really like?
I like all my shoes.
So 100%.
Yep. All of them. Let me be serious. Of course, my black cement 3s. My New Balance 992, as Eddie liked to say, the cotton candy joints. I love those. Those two stand out.
Right.
If I'm thinking this hard, it don't matter. Those two stand out. I really love those shoes.
Yeah. That's good.
But if I had to get rid of all my shoes, I only keep one black cement 3, without a question.
That's the one shoe you're keeping?
Yes, without a question.
If there was one, if you had to get rid of all your shoes and keep a certain brand, and we'll put Jordan in his own brand, which one you keeping?
Jordans.
Really? No New Balance? Nothing like that? So you got to keep them, and that's the only pair of shoes you got to wear forever?
Well, I don't know, because you can't wear Jordans with everything. At least with New Balance, I can wear them with everything. Well, I can wear them with more fit.
So yeah, so we're here with the fashion guy, the fashion guru. One pair, you can only...
But you saying fashion guy, that's so disrespectful. Not a fashion guy.
Okay, fashion... Drip god.
Drip god.
So if there's one brand... and the reason why I asked this because, to our understanding, if you work for Adidas, you can only wear Adidas. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you...
Well, I'm not going to sit here... If you wear them... I'm sorry, if you wear another brand, I could be corrected. It's going to raise questions, I think.
Okay.
They prefer their employees to wear the brand of where they work at.
Right.
Because I don't know who I was talking to. I think it was a food place, and they worked at Coke, and if they brought something in that was a Pepsi product, they had to get rid of it or something like that.
Golly, so it's like that with all stuff.
I don't know how true it is, though. I could be wrong.
I heard the same thing with Bill Gates, that his family can't have iPhones and stuff like that. So, like I said, there's all these rumors.
Bill will be mad at me. Hi, Bill.
So, one brand that you have to be stuck with wearing for the rest of your life.
Probably New Balance. Let me be realistic.
New Balance. So you get rid of all your Jordans, Nikes, Reeboks,
Yeah, New Balance,
Adidas.
Yeah, New Balance. But I have to negotiate and keep my black cement 3s, but definitely New
You
Balance.
have to negotiate to keep, so you can only wear those.
It's funny, like if I was starting a collection now, it would probably be New Balance.
Gotcha.
Like if I had to start from scratch, it'll be New Balance, honestly.
So New Balance would be where you're going. Got you.
10 minutes later.
For me, it'll probably be Jordans. It is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and try to have this deep take that I want something different.
Yeah.
I have more Jordans than anything. I would be comfortable if I had to get rid of all my shoes and keep one brand. I would be fine with Jordans and just wearing Jordans because I have a lot of them. I think I could do a lot with them. Even now having lows and stuff, I think I could do a little more dressing up with them and stuff like that. I don't know what I would do as far as in the realm of comfort, but
I would definitely say Jordan lows look very good with some crop trousers or crop jeans. I would definitely say that.
Okay.
They do. They really do. Especially like if you got the crop with the sock, they kind of match. So something part of your shoe, it definitely is a good look.
So since we have you here with fashion, is there any do's or don'ts that stand out in your head when it comes to sneakers?
I mean, I don't have anything at the time.
Gotcha.
If I had some liquor in my system, I'd probably have some takes. But I don't have liquor.
So if something comes up, we'll probably do another episode or something. But we will be filming something else later on, so we might bring that up then. So New Balance, Jordan, let us know your takes, your thoughts. And before we wrap this up, this is kind of a big story, so we'll get into it. Nike and Adidas are expected to reduce production by 30 to 40%. So according to reports, it says Nike and Adidas are going to significantly reduce production starting next year. And it says that they will be reducing order volumes by 30 to 40% starting summer 2023. And they said that the trend will continue and affect production until winter. So close to being a year, maybe 3/4 of a year. And they said that we could see a decline in releases summer 2024 season. The main reason they say is hindrances caused by COVID-19 pandemic in China, and also the withdrawal of retail locations in Russia. It says despite the growth of the retail market in North America and Europe this past year, a significant drop is expected for next year. So, big deal, little deal, no deal.
For me, it don't matter because I'm not buying no more shoes.
So Tim's taking the.
I think it's a little deal. I think they're gonna figure it out.
So you think they'll figure it out?
That's my ignorant take. I'm not in the supply chain business or whatnot. I think they'll figure it out though.
I definitely say, as of right now, it feels like a big deal, and the reason why I'm saying that because there's a lot of unknown with that. I think we read it, we hear it, and we think we know how it's gonna go. But I say without knowing how it really. One thing I'm interested in is the decrease or decline in releases.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of shoes have been released these past few years, and I think we can probably do good with a decline in releases. I mean, I think so much has been released and put out that.
Save your coins, people. Save your coins.
That's always good advice. I think that kind of takes away from the potency of sneakers. Because there's so much that's being put out. I think I said this in one of my other videos. Back in the day, for Jordan, we would probably get 4 or 5 colors for the year.
Yeah.
You would get your home, your away, your alternate.
I wish it could go back to
in playoff. So you missed that format.
Yeah, but I'm the old man, get off my lawn, because it's the same thing with music. I know it's not part of the sneaker format, but if you think about it, back in the day, when you got an album, outside of No Limit, of course, because they dropped the album every other week, especially in 97, 98. But like those Tupac albums, those Nas albums, those Jay-Z albums, you had to, stay on them albums for like, what, a year?
Yeah.
Like people really enjoyed the music, I felt. And back to your point, because I'm going to go on a tangent. Yeah, because I felt you appreciate it more. Because I feel now we're on to the next release. Me and you both are like that. Like, oh, didn't get them. Next.
Yeah.
What's next? And I feel that's the era we're in now. On to the next if I didn't get it. Like back then, when you didn't get those, it meant something. You were just like, damn. And then when you were able to get them, you held on to them, you cherished them, you took them more serious. That's my last take.
So you feel the retroing of all these different colors?
I hate it. I hate it so much.
So you.
I hate it.
So if it was the retro, just retro the original colors.
Yep. Now, of course, you have exceptions.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit and act like I don't have no Jordans that's not an OG colorway.
Got you. Yeah. It's crazy because back in the day, even when they started retroing stuff, they would pick one silhouette and that would be the shoe that they were retro for that year. Excuse me. Now you get 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, like so many different different silhouettes and colors throughout the year. Because I think at one point the way that they were doing it was that after 23, they would go back and that would be like for the 24th year or whatever, they would do 1s. You would subtract the 23. Then after that, the next year they would do 2s and 3s and so forth. I read that somewhere. I don't know how true that is, but so for just that year, we're going to just retro some 2s. Just this year, we're going to retro some 3s. Just this year, we're going to retro some 4s. I do, though, enjoy the Jordan 11 being a Christmas thing.
I hate it.
I do enjoy that. I think that I do look at that as like the Christmas tradition now, trying to get some Jordan 11s.
They gonna run out of ideas. What is gonna be next year?
I think Columbia's come back next year.
I remember I traded those with my Ferrari 14s. Don't regret it. And I'm probably gonna end up selling the Ferrari 14s. So I don't even wear them.
So you didn't care about either shoe. So, but there's a lot of retroing. There's a lot of releases coming on. A lot of stuff. It's so much to really keep up with and really be. It's two ways you can look at it, because it's so much that if you're a sneakerhead, you can't get everything, but at the same time, it broadens of being able to be a sneakerhead, because there's so much that you can get and look into and try to get now. So,
Yep.
I guess it just depends on your thought, and what your take is, and how you want to do it and roll with it. So, yeah. But that pretty much wraps up this episode of The Closet. Thank you all for watching. My Kicks the Passion on Instagram. My Kicks the Passion and _ MKTP on Twitter. Of course, me on Instagram, Tremaine Lawless. Tim on Instagram, I'll let him say it.
Pretty _ Flacco _ 1985.
And of course, all this is flashing on your screen as we're saying it. And then our Twitters are up as well. Definitely appreciate y'all. Let us know your thoughts and comments on anything that we spoke about. Definitely feel free to reach out and let us know what you think. Good, the bad, the ugly. Definitely appreciate y'all. This has been MKTP The Closet. Shout out to all my sneakerheads, which includes Tim. Peace.